some were calling the fall iPhone event. Scrap that. This is a fall Apple Watch event. Double tap is the future. We are going to talk about it. You might be thinking I'm crazy, but listen to me. I have a theory. We're going to unpack it. Let's go. This is about air gestures coming into the Apple ecosystem before the Vision Pro and what that might mean. So we saw the Vision Pro at WWDC. It was announced with one gesture. A double tap like that. More of a double pinch, but they're calling it double tap. We're not going to really get into the semantics of it here. Anyway, double tap is cool. It exists. We're like, all right, we'll see that in a couple of years on the Vision Pro. Here we are today, and all of a sudden the Apple Watch has that gesture. And to me, that means that Apple is trying to condition us to learn that gesture, which kind of also means that there might be more gestures to learn after that. So in a few years, does the Apple Watch all of a sudden become a pivotal control piece for a lot of your Apple ecosystem, especially your Vision Pro? Or is this just something that will be a little bit helpful on the watch as double tap is now? So I got to try it. It worked really well. Boop, boop. Answer a call, end a call, open up your widget stack, start a timer, stop a timer. There are lots of things you can do with it. Whatever the primary action is for notification, say it's reply, we'll open that. It's very cool. It's very well designed into watchOS 10, and people have been comparing it a little bit to assistive touch on the watch, but assistive touch is an accessibility feature where you can do the double tap gesture and a few others, which also leads into my theory of multiple gestures kind of coming to everybody, but you do those assistive touch gestures to control the watch, not to have an extra sort of button in the wind, a sort of random digital, non-digital button that you just trigger like that. When you did it in assistive touch, it would move you through menus, and you could touch and hold to go in the menus. It was another way of interacting with the watch if you didn't sort of have another arm to tap on the little fine details on the screen. So yeah, that all sort of culminates with the Apple Watch Series 9 today. Double tap is on it, and double tap is on the new Apple Watch Ultra 2, which is very similar to the Apple Watch Ultra 1, so we'll just talk about that a little later. But on the Series 9, we have a lot of cool things. There is a brighter screen, 2000 nits, that's as bright as the iPhone 14 Pro and as bright as the Apple Watch Ultra 2. Both screens I have been incredibly impressed with over the last year, so I'm expecting to be impressed with it again on the Apple Watch Series 9. Better flashlight, better viewability outside in direct sun. Not a lot that can go wrong there. Hopefully it doesn't hit battery life too bad, but I think Apple's got that figured out. Usually Apple Watch battery life has been very consistent for years now. Moving back into what the chip unlocks, like I mentioned before, there's a better neural engine, or I guess more powerful. This will allow for 25% better dictation on the watch, so when you're sending a text with your voice, or even just talking to Siri, it should be a little more accurate, which is always a good thing. I think Apple announced a few of these sort of improvements coming to the iPhone and iOS and WWDC, so it's nice to see parity on the Apple Watch as well. On-device Siri on the watch means you can raise your watch and just talk to it even if you don't have your phone or a cellular connection. Basically, no connection at all. Certain things, like if you're asking a trivia question that needs Siri to Google something, obviously you won't be able to answer that. But if you want to ask, like, how was my sleep last night, and you tracked it on the watch, it should be able to answer that. And then one of the least noticeable things is that the new Apple Watch and Apple Watch Ultra 2 are completely carbon neutral. Small asterisks there because you will need to buy a carbon neutral band as well. There are 3 of them. Alpine Loop, Trail Loop, Sport Loop. Those are the kind of fabric ones that you know and love. You've seen them around for a while. Even the bands that aren't carbon neutral are very sustainably minded in general. There is no more leather associated with Apple at all. They have a new fabric. It's called Fine Woven. Kind of feels like suede. Should be nice like leather. Might offer a bit of patina and wear over time. But yeah, that's kind of all we got. And excited to see when the iPhone will make that jump. I hope it's next year. If the aluminum and titanium watches are doing it, and the phones this year became aluminum and titanium, I think the writing on the wall might be there to see carbon neutral iPhones very shortly. And yeah, that's all I kind of got for you guys here today. I wish I could have more. We do have a podcast coming, and Pat, who is coming around the corner over there, does have a video on iPhones coming up. But yeah, the Apple Watch is coming out December 22nd. The aluminum model starts at $549, same price as before, and the stainless steel is going to $899, which I think is the same price as before. I didn't really pay that much attention to that one because it is very expensive. Very classy, but very expensive. Oh, and I should mention there's a new pink model. Kind of subtle. I like the look of it. It's maybe hard to match with some outfits, but pretty cool and definitely matches the new pink iPhone, which we will talk about very soon. I'm Brad Bennett. I'll catch you guys online. See you later.